Yo, what's up?
Hey, you guys, we're back.
We're back.
As promised, did we ever figure out what that meant?
No, somebody was doing that today. And I told her, what does this mean, y'all?
I
What
still
does
don't know what
this
it
mean?
means.
What
Lord,
does it mean?
if y'all know, let us
Lord,
know because I really have been trying to figure that out. Like I see everybody do it and I've seen it on like TikTok and all that. Anyway, that's not why we are
look,
here.
it's a new thing. Yep,
Well, not
you
anymore, but yeah.
guys.
Um, as promised, if you saw the live reaction, we only got through parts 1 through 8. Okay, circle it, backing up a little more. We are back to discuss the rest of Risa Tisa's story. The
Risa Tisa,
YTF.
Pisa Tisa.
All right. YTF. Did I get married? If you haven't already, yes, we live reacted. We watched with you guys if you chose to watch with us. Parts 1 through 8. Just catching you guys up if you didn't know. It is a 52 part TikTok series.
Mm-hmm.
And she's explaining how she met, married, and divorced a pathological liar. Um, yeah, and a lot of stuff happened. So it's really long. Somebody also we didn't. I don't think we did this. I meant to or shout out to the people. The person who, well, a couple people did it, but especially the video we watched because we wouldn't have had a video to watch. Shout out to the person that put all of those TikToks in one long YouTube video for us or two long
We
YouTube videos
appreciate
for
you.
us. Shout out to you. Thank you so much.
Gracias.
Cause yes, she did create a playlist on TikTok if you have the time to just watch it on TikTok. Especially now that
Mm-hmm.
she's monetized, let her get her views.
Come on
Um,
now,
yeah, she's
monetization.
monetized now. So
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
but it's a very long series, so it ended up being about 7.5 hours of footage of
Girl.
story. It was a movie and a half times two. Um,
Mm.
um so yes. So we live reacted. So we got up, I guess, in case you haven't, we can recap up to that point. She met this man online dating in March of
Mm-hmm.
2020. She met him on Facebook dating and Hinge. Hinge. Yes, that is a site. Let's
Yes,
go with
Hinge and
um
Facebook.
yeah, Facebook dating and Hinge. She
Mm-hmm.
met this man. They went on a date, man. So also sidebar, I watched his reaction. He says that's not how they met, but we're gonna stick to her story first because it's too many
Oh,
tangents. If we
here you go.
um
Here
yeah,
you go.
he had a different story about how they met. She met this man 2.5 weeks later. George is about to close because this was quarantine time. They decided to move in together. Um, they get pregnant. She loses that baby, unfortunately, for the realistic sadness of it. But
Mm-hmm.
ultimately turned out to be a blessing in disguise. They eventually get married. They were married for only 6 months. Um, but during this whole course of time,
The
a lot
proposal
of
sucked.
chaos,
Go ahead.
a lot of lies, a lot of stuff has happened. So for the whole intro, because she goes in depth of like how she met, how like the relationship started, and all of that. She goes in depth.
Details.
Yes. Did we get it? We got up to her losing the baby, right? All of that
Yes.
happened. So yeah, you can
I
get through
believe
all the
so.
intro part, the engagement, like how he proposed, all of that. Go back and watch the live reactions or just go watch the video for yourself. But yeah, quick
Yeah.
summary. She married this man, moved in. Because I heard
Two
her clarify
weeks.
yeah, I heard her on the Tamron Hall show. Met at the beginning of March. By the end of March, they were living together. So that's how short of a timeline. Met online, had a flat tire on the way to there. He came, helped, and they still went out to dinner. He played this song that has a line that says, "I think I met my wife tonight." All of that. But yeah, yes. So we've made it through
Mm.
them meeting. They've been looking at houses falling through. Um,
All of them.
yeah. So like the first house, he didn't include her in a lot of the stuff. Sorry, I got some in my eye. Um, you know, yes, this house, she wasn't included in a lot of the communication or whatever. He took kind of
Mm-hmm.
took charge on that whole process. He
Yeah.
told her the house was under contract. She didn't hear nothing else. Something tells her to go look into it. She sees that it's oh shoot.
She got a lot of those. Something told
Yeah.
her.
But what's the
She
word?
didn't take it.
Pretty much she saw that it was what's the what'd you say? Maybe under contract is the word. She called the
Yeah.
realtor.
It was
Okay.
off
I was thinking it
market.
was off the market. Okay. So I'm like, no, it was
Mm-hmm.
something else. She called the realtor and she was like, oh, is it off market because it's under contract for us? And she finds out an older vanilla couple had bought that house. um, so they were
He
never
was
under
still
contract for
lying.
the house. Yeah. And then she asked him about it. He made up a lie about the interest rate and something. Next house, it was still she was included in all the communications this time. Um she didn't love the house, but she was like, let's go for it anyway. They
Yeah.
got the inspection done. I think he wanted them to finish the basement. They said they weren't going to,
They
so he
didn't
was like,
want
I
to.
don't want it.
I remember
And she
that.
was like,
Yeah.
I don't want the house. No way, that's cool. Let's find another one. Third house, they did the whole process, found the house they liked, blah, blah, blah. They asked for proof of funds. He didn't want to show that. So they ended up not getting the house. He was like, I'll show proof of funds when they accept the deal because he put in an all cash offer on like a six
All
hundred fifty
cash
thousand dollars,
offer.
$699. Kidding. 699
You
off
good. Mm-hmm.
offer. And 699 all cash offer. He said, I'll show them proof of funds
Mm-hmm.
when they accept the offer. They said we will not accept the offer until he shows proof of funds.
And they
Sidebar
went
to
back
her
and
live.
forth.
I did watch her live. She said a lot of realtors were saying all of that was wrong. They should have took with the realtor should have got the proof of funds and the offer letter before they even showed them houses. She's like, so she does know that now. She's like, but like she thinks
Wow.
because it was COVID, people were excusing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So that was that. He lied about getting a
And then they
promotion.
lost the realtor then, right? The one that they
Oh
were
yeah,
working with.
yes, they wanted no parts, no parts after that. They
Yeah.
were like,
It
you
was
know
like,
what?
never
Till
again.
you can get your proof of funds and all of that together, hey, we're not gonna look at no more houses.
Because when they
um,
was dealing with the same realtor for all the other houses, and then it came to this one, or was it a different?
I
No,
think
somebody that he was working with,
yeah,
apparently, and then
the
like the next house, they got a realtor that she was involved in.
mhm,
Yeah, okay, I remember
yeah,
now. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
They were both named Scott. The fake realtor and the real realtor were both named Scott.
Mm.
Yeah. So when she left off, so she told us about the house. Also, he was supposedly had got like he had a job and got this promotion. He was getting an executive assistant and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all around the time that she had to go get the DNC, because her miscarriage didn't fully do its sitch.
That he
During that
didn't
whole,
show up to.
he decided,
Oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
he
I got you. But
it's fine. Yeah, that's what happened. He didn't come. He wasn't able to make it. He had his assistant texting her. We're talking about he was in a meeting. Blah blah blah. Air quotes will imply that we later find out there was no assistant, and she went
all
through
of
that.
this is lies.
Oh yeah, she
Everything.
went through that whole process by herself. He
Or
claimed
her best friend came,
she took her,
or
but she
took
couldn't
her to the
stay
hospital, but she could, yeah, because
because of
COVID
COVID.
restrictions. Yeah.
So, and then the whole recovery, she was only supposed to be in recovery for like 30 minutes to an hour, and she ended up there for 3 hours. The doctor was calling him, and David, the assistant, was telling him he was in a meeting or couldn't get away. So he was pretend busy while his fiance was
Going
dealing with
through.
losing a child they both made. So yeah. So she told us all of that. That's where we left off. We are now, when she left us in part 8, she was like, I didn't even tell y'all. Now I'm gonna tell y'all about the cars. So that's where we are now. We what you got? I took notes, you guys. But what do you got?
Just to let y'all know, this is in a time span of like 3 months.
Yes.
3-4
So, okay.
months.
I actually have the timeline.
You were
She went through it in one of the
already.
parts. Timeline. They met in March. They moved in March. End of March. She got pregnant in May. Lost the baby in June. Had the surgery in July. And then they were house hunting and car hunting. And she got the car in August. Continue.
And they weren't even engaged yet.
They were engaged.
No, she
by
said they
then.
were because, yes, when she was pregnant, they were engaged.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, y'all went through. It was just all these red flags that.
Oh, absolutely.
She saw. And kind of in the back of her mind was like, you know what, that ain't right. But still went with it. It's what bothered me. Because, like I said in our reaction video, the Spirit was speaking. Okay? The Holy Spirit was speaking to you. And you ignored it. God gave you all of the ways out. You still found yourself in this situation.
Like you went on. Even all of this is happening while y'all are boyfriend and girlfriend. You get all of these warnings, and then you still married him. So we're gonna jump around. It's fine.
Did she ever go back to the cars? Because I remember her saying that they were driving to go somewhere, and he was gonna take her to his job to show her where he worked and to show where the BMW that he got. It was a car, work car or whatever, and that he magically got a call saying, "Oh, they can't open the building," and all of that. Did she ever circle back to that? Saying like, did she ever go back to the job to even see if
she never saw
that was there? Okay,
I don't think she ever saw the BMW. She did get her car, so that the circus about the cars. She was driving an old Nissan Rogue, and he was like, he didn't want her in that car. He wanted her in a better car, especially since she was pregnant and about to have a kid and all that. He wanted her in a better car, so he looking at all these cars, getting her excited. They're going all these dealerships, test driving, blah blah blah. She fell in love with a BMW X5.
Well, at first she wanted a Kia. She wanted a Kia at first. Yeah, she didn't want no expensive car. She wanted a Kia. He like, nah, I want to get you a BMW. I want to get you a BMW. So I go and look. Got this lady looking at cars and you ain't really getting one.
Right. So
like, what, sir?
Yeah. So they did all of this. He says he bought the car and all of that. Be home because they're gonna deliver it. That car never came.
Never came.
That car never came.
Oh, my memory's coming back now. Oh my Lord.
That car, her BMW never came, but allegedly he got his work one. But she never saw it.
She never saw it.
From what I said, I don't think. Yeah, the whole thing. I'm gonna see if somebody will let us in. Oh, we can't get in, so we gonna go on home. So I don't think she ever saw the car. He was driving like a Ford Taurus or something. He did get her a Altima, a Nissan.
And a VP? Never mind.
He got her a Nissan.
What tripped me out is there was at one point, I don't know if I'm skipping ahead, but there was at one point where she actually seen that he did actually have money in his accounts. But because I think I did skip ahead because she started getting real, frustrated, and it was like, okay, what is really going on? Because other stuff happened. But he let her look at his accounts, and he actually did have money in his account.
But
So she was like, he got the money. So I'm like, what is really happening? Like,
but we found out those were screenshots.
see, I forgot.
The offer letter, I don't know about the offer letter, but people have been
That's
able
right.
to. So like later, yeah, she finally gets to the good stuff at like 20 something, and but yeah. So since we're there, she finds out every screenshot like of accounts or whatever she saw was a Google. He pulled it off. It was a Google image.
I remember that.
It was a Google
I
image.
totally forgot
So,
about that. You're right.
um,
Mm-hmm.
he did buy her a car. He was paying for it because she knew when he bought it was too expensive for her. She did get her car, just not the one. He ended up saying, "I'm gonna take you to London." She's been wanting to go there since she was a kid. Found out he showed her the itinerary of a trip, but he never actually booked anything. Let's see.
So she was saying that she believes that he gets a rise off of making people believe that they're gonna get something and don't get it,
Getting them
because it
excited
kept
for stuff.
happening like that. Yeah, I was like, who does that?
Yeah.
And
So
why
after
does that make?
yeah, well, if you're just nuts, I mean, crazy. It's crazy what will excite some people, or what
Yeah.
people get a kick out of. Okay, so by part 13, she did answer your question, like why did she still marry this man? She's like, I'm pretty sure I married kind of out of fear. She did make that statement somewhere in there. That's also where she gave the
Mm-hmm.
timeline. The car was a car, a payment she couldn't have made on her own, but so he was paying for that. Um,
He was
house
paying
fell
for a
through,
lot
and
of stuff.
yes, he was paying all the bills
I was like,
except
is
for
that the
her,
reason? It's because he was
except
paying for everything.
for, and she said it was. He was paying for everything except her cell phone and her car insurance. Um, bills and stuff. The household bills he was paying for.
Okay, so he had some money somewhere.
Right. So that was my question. I don't know where, but that was my question. And she ended up saying he did have a job. It just wasn't the job he
And he was saying a
yeah.
VP with
And
a
she
Ford
said,
Taurus.
yeah, her
I can't.
in her live, she said, he did have a job from March to April 2021. He was working, then he got fired from that warehouse when he allegedly quit. And I think she said before that she thinks he was getting unemployment. She said the bills were about $1,400, so they weren't super outrageous. So they were manageable. So he did have a job that could cover the bills. So that's how that was working. He pretended to be his own personal assistant. Um, Now I'm jumped ahead. Let me go backwards. Let's get back to where she starts finding stuff out. She ran a background check on him because she got suspicious. She ran a background
Just
check.
now getting suspicious.
She ran a background check. She didn't get any results, so she thought that just meant he didn't do nothing. Like he was clear. That was
Yeah.
the first background check. They got married in 2021. What's the nice word? Intimacy stopped. She said shortly after, like 3 weeks after they got married. January 7th, she filed to change her last name, and by January 31st, she knew she was in trouble. And like we said before, they got divorced in 6 months.
Yeah. What
Um,
really tripped me out, and I don't know if you about to hit this, about guests coming to the house.
what about it? Well, she said somebody was
Like
looking for her.
after they had, yeah, that he made up a story that somebody
Yeah.
pulled into their driveway, coming to look for her, and he stated to her that it was her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, coming to look for her. And he gave, if you don't lie, I don't know. He told the told her that he pulled up in a Dodge Charger, a black Dodge Charger, and that the dude came looking for her, and it had to be one of her exes. Now, mind you, she knew that her neighbor had cameras or whatever. Mm-hmm. Before she went and found that her neighbor had cameras, she was going down the list in her head because she said she had talked to a lot of people and she know her exes and what they look like, what they drive or whatever, and that it's only been a certain amount of people to come to her house. So she was like, oh, did he have a hat on his head? Or like she was doing that. Was he, and it was some other questions that she asked. And every time she would ask a question, it would mark out a person. And so it was left at her most recent ex-boyfriend. And so when she asked him a question about her ex-boyfriend, he lied about something. And she was like, yeah, no, yeah, he's definitely lying. Let me go check my neighbor's cameras. Neighbor cameras never showed anybody pulling up in their driveway or whatever. And she like timed it of how long the person was there, so they had to find the time or whatever. 60 seconds, she said, I believe, that it would have took him to go to the door, go answer whoever pull up in the driveway and come back. So yeah, they had to find the timestamp. There was nobody ever at their house looking for her. And I was like,
the opening close, she had the sensor on her door that notifies her when her door is open and closed. And it was like a very small.
You don't know that you live there, because don't it? Ours beep, okay? Ours doo, it beep. And so maybe she got hers on silent or something, and he just didn't know, or maybe he just dumb.
No, or maybe he didn't. Dumb, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't know she has the notifications set up on her phone, because you can turn those off. Like you can turn off how often, or because at one point my system, every time you open and close the door, I was getting a text message. I was like, hey, maybe
too.
Not do that. Maybe not do that. I switched it to alert me another way. But so maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't know she had those alerts turned on, because you can turn them off.
That was the dumbest thing. And when she said that, I was like, it sounded like he trying to like make it seem like she cheating on him. Make it seem like she was cheating on him so he could break up with her. Like I thought he was trying to do something like that. But I guess
I could see how.
Work. Yeah, I think he was trying to make it seem like she was, so they could break up. But it was just, whole thing was just stupid.
So let's see.
And still, even through this, you still decided to stay.
They were already married by then.
I would have had to have the Lord. Please forgive me, Lord. But I mean, you tried to stop me ahead of time,
right?
And I went on ahead and kept going. Okay, I kept going, and I'm sorry. This is my fault. Can this be nulled? Like, can I get out of this one? Or do I deal with that? I wonder that, like, because I just recently read that you can only divorce if that person is, has passed or something, or... Don't get me... No, let me just take that all the way. But,
that could be us. Yeah. Then that's people's theology. That's going to turn into a whole...
Yeah. Please, y'all.
Yeah. We ain't got to have all our conversations with them. We have a lot of our conversations with them. We ain't got to...
yeah.
But
yeah, that was stupid. That was crazy, though.
And so, and the crazy thing is, she was out getting her nails done. I think like he sent her to go do that because it was like after her birthday, the weekend after her birthday. She's out getting her nails done, blah blah blah, and then he pulls this stunt. They do end up going to counseling, marriage counseling. The pastors were pretty much like, "Hey,
y'all shouldn't be together. This shouldn't have never happened. This should have never even, like, it would have been done at the dates, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, they were like, yeah,
Straight up
but since we're
told
here,
her.
yeah. Like, I don't think y'all gonna make it. I don't think y'all gonna make it, and y'all
And
shouldn't
she
even
like,
got
yes, we
married.
will. Yes, we are. We're gonna make it. We're gonna keep going. I'm gonna, yeah. I'm in this now. I am in this.
Man,
Jesus.
man. So already, yeah. So then this is where she really starts finding out stuff. She runs another background check eventually, but what led her to that is because there was one social security number on the marriage license. She was getting a new job. They required background checks, polygraphs for her, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
They needed the background check for her and her spouse. So
Mm-hmm.
he gave her his social security number. For that, she noticed the numbers were different. The first three numbers
Mm-hmm.
of the social that he gave her for that. Okay, these hands is working again.
It's all right. It is okay.
The
You're
first three
good.
numbers of the social he gave for the background check were different from the number he gave for the marriage license.
Mm-hmm.
Um Pause there because I feel like it's better to just lace in what I heard in from the live as we go, because it's gonna be like too long if we push it all to the end. So
Ah.
pause there. People. So some may ask, well, if the social security number was wrong on the license, couldn't why does their marriage count? She would do that while I'm making a point. They said in the state of Georgia that wasn't grounds for an annulment because all the other information was right. His social security number being wrong, it didn't matter. She had to get a full on divorce instead of an annulment. A lot of people were asking, and she was like, it may be different in different states, but as for Georgia, she was told she had some lawyer friends she consulted before filing, and they were because that was her. She was like, well, so, yes, he's not him. He's not who he said he was. They were like, it didn't matter. Everything else was right. So there's that. If you were wondering that as well.
Now,
Um,
mind you, also, this whole time, she's not even telling her people, like her family, her best friend that took her to the hospital. They know
yeah,
nothing.
not all of this. They know about him not showing up and all of that, but they don't know about all the lies. Yeah. And so, yes, okay, pen. And that was another update from the live. She said, pretty, yeah, people were like, where's your family? She was like, I didn't tell them. I only told them half the stuff. Like, they didn't know what was going on. So that's not on them. Because they were like, where was your family? Why they didn't say nothing? She admitted that she didn't tell them all of the foolishness. So yeah.
Oh, but you tell us on TikTok. You telling us on TikTok, you ain't tell your people nothing.
I'm sure they know now. But while it was
Yes.
happening, she didn't tell
They're like,
them.
what we gotta find out on TikTok?
Lord, well, I'm sure after when she filed, I feel like when she filed, she probably
She
told it.
probably
Because matter
started,
of fact, she said when she finally got the papers for the divorce or whatever, when she got her divorce decree in the mail, that was his birthday or something, or it was like the same week of his birthday, and she had already ordered his birthday cake. She went, picked up the cake, and went to her aunt's house. Her and her aunts and her cousins, they ate the birthday cake to celebrate her divorce.
I
um,
can't.
yeah. So
Ah.
seeing the different social security numbers caused her to run another check. She also
Mm-hmm.
used that check. So then I think she found some stuff, but she also saw that there was no record. This background check brought results, but
Mm-hmm.
so she saw the Augusta and all of that. She saw a bunch of Georgia stuff. But she saw no record of him living in Cali or
Oh
ever
yeah,
going
that's
to
what
that
we didn't
school.
say. Well, if y'all watch the video, yeah, y'all know that he was married in
Yeah.
California with his wife. Wife moved to Georgia. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's right.
went to school out there, play football and all that. Okay, yep,
Okay, so those were the
California.
big lies. He got married in California. He married and divorced while in California.
Mm-hmm.
He went to school while he was there. That's why he was out there. And he also played arena football. Those were the big,
That's where he was
yeah,
getting his checks from
yeah.
or had money from.
So there's no record of him at that school. She called the school, tried to track him down. They said they had no record of him there. His explanation later was they don't give out students information.
Is
He was
this
a private
private?
citizen,
A private
and
citizen.
his daddy paid for him to be a private citizen, but also the school doesn't give out students information. That was that. So, that's when she finally, so she, all of that in there, she lied. He lies and says his ex stepdaughter has died and asks could he give some money for the funeral. That lady is alive.
The daughter is definitely alive, and the mother. I'm actually glad she didn't tell.
Tell her.
So Risa Tisa, she ended up calling the ex-wife,
That's where I was
one of
going
them.
next. Go for it.
She ended up calling the ex-wife, and the ex-wife is like, if you're calling me, I know it's bad. I know it's bad. She was like, I just have a couple questions or whatever. And the lady is like, he is a liar. Don't believe anything he's telling you. Everything he's told you, it is not true. No, we have never been married in California. I've been in Georgia. And then Reese asked her, like, just one more question, like, how is your daughter? And she was like, oh, my daughter is fine. Because the dude then told her that she's dead. And
it's crazy.
He was lying on who his family was, ex-wife's family. It was just stupid. But she said, while on the phone, she didn't tell the lady that, oh yeah, he told me that your daughter was dead. She didn't say all that. She's like, okay, I'm just glad that he's good. I thought she was like sick because COVID and stuff like that. Yeah. And I just wanted to make sure she was good.
Yeah. Well, she told her that he said she had caught COVID instead of telling her he said she died. Because she was like, what he say about my daughter is what she
like what he say? What lie did he tell?
What did he tell you? Yeah. So also his story is he left the ex-wife because she cheated on him. Ex-wife confirmed that was a lie. Ex-wife said she left him because he's crazy.
And before, like, she got all the way into the story, at first, when he told Risa Tisa that, oh, my ex-wife moved to Georgia recently or something like that, and then all that stuff with her boyfriend showing up to the house, I thought he was trying to, like, break up with her because he was still with his ex-wife or something, and they were playing games to other people or something. Like, that's where I thought it was going.
Yeah.
But this just...
was more insane than you could have thought.
Right. Even more.
So yeah. Just if you want to go back and watch, around part 27 is when she calls the ex and gets all of this information. Part 27, 28 is the confirmation of all her suspicions. Finds out she was lying. He was lying. All of that. My notes jumps to part 31. I guess so apparently, the summary
just
that we
more
needed,
shenanigans.
Yeah, the summary from 27 to 30 is he's a lying liar who lies, and ex-wife confirmed it. That's all we need to know from there. Part 31 is we're in June 2021. He was working. I thought she said for Apple. I was trying to figure out when that happened. I may have heard that wrong. Either way, he's working somewhere. No longer at the company. He said no longer at the original company. Part 32, she finds messages from another woman on his phone, and his story is that was his coworker's phone because everybody's phone looks the same. He picked up the wrong phone on accident. Miss Peaches was allegedly he met her on Plenty of Fish, but she was a prostitute. And he was questioning prices for services. And then there were later some messages saying, thank you for your services.
Thank you for your services. Jesus.
And this is all while he is still living in her house. Well, they are still married. At this point, because we did jump, they are in separate rooms now. They don't really like each other.
Yeah.
They in separate rooms. They are barely talking. He is injured. Oh, go
ahead. He's injured.
Okay.
Because I was like, man, what? He would have been
kicked out. He's injured. All of a sudden, he said it was an old football, or she was wondering if it was an old football injury. But she could tell the injury's not fake. He is like actually hurt. Like and it gets to the point where he can barely move. He's calling out of work a lot. Blah blah blah. And then he gets to the point where he's pretty much bedridden. Like he doesn't even get out of bed. He's not eating a lot or at all because the pain is so bad. She's asking what the doctor said. I don't know if he ever gave her a clear answer. And she was like, well, when you schedule the next appointment, let me know. I want to come with you. Cause you're losing a lot of weight. Your knee look bad. Like you look bad. All of that. Like I want to know what's going on. Blah blah blah. She was saying she believes it was a symptom of something else. Like it wasn't just an injury. Oh, his story was he got hurt at work. I don't know if I said that, but yeah, like it was like either a football injury or I don't know if he started the lie there and then was like, oh, I got hurt at work, or either way. So he's bedridden at this point. Yeah. Did I cover what you wanted to cover or not yet?
This dude.
You going to the
because
bottles?
They've been separated. Yes, they've been separated. So she hadn't been seeing what's been happening. This dude got bottles
of Gatorade bottles. I mean, or Powerade. Either way, one of those 8
of
drinks.
him peeing in the bottles.
She didn't
everywhere.
Keep them out. Yeah, when she was finally, which we're almost getting to. When she finally kicked him out and she's cleaning up his stuff.
Oh yeah, okay, I jumped ahead.
That's when, because she confronted him about the phone conversation. He's like, "What are you talking about? No, I'm not cheating on you." Or did he even bring that up? Yeah, yes, he did. She did. Yeah. So okay. So we get to the point
confronts him.
Yeah, we get to the point. She finally asks him the truth one more time. I think that's when she confronts him about peaches or something else. She asks him for the truth. He lies again, and she just
went in.
She's like, you know what? All right, I don't think this is gonna work. I can't take it.
You don't think?
You got to go.
You're in part 30 right now.
This man
any other time.
And right. And so if you want the timeline, this is now June 17th, 2021. We are in part 34 if you want to go watch the video. Yes, that's when she asks for the truth one last time, confronts him about something. He lies as expected. She tells him, you know what, you got to go. I believe this is his birthday, or it's right before his birthday.
Something like that. Yeah.
I think it's his birthday because he's like, you want to kick me out on my birthday or something.
Yeah.
He calls his aunt, and what sends her off the handle is this conversation with his aunt where he says, my wife don't want me no more. She's kicking me out. And she says I lied to her, but I ain't never lied to her.
Lied since the beginning.
We got 33 parts full of his lies, but he told his aunt, I've never lied to her. So that's when Risa Tisa loses it. She lost it, and she darn near wants to kill this man. She's like, get your stuff and get out, pretty much. And she's helping him gather your belongings, sir. Get up out of here.
Take.
It's like I think they might have got into it. Auntie's still on the phone. She's looking for weapons at this point. Pretty much let her tell the story.
Yeah, because he's trying not to leave. And she's like, no, you going to get out.
He wasn't moving fast.
You got to get out. Right.
So then that's when she's pretty much rage cleaning. And she finds the bottles. And she's like, is this what I think it is? Like, you nasty man.
I'm like, really, sir? In somebody else's house?
She asked him about it. And he was like, well, I couldn't get it. I was in too much pain. I couldn't get up. So, yes, he was peeing Powerade bottles and just had them in the room.
I'm like, it didn't smell or nothing. I know y'all. Well, she had a townhome. So, I guess maybe the rooms are on different floors.
Or did he stay?
I'm like, you didn't smell it?
They were probably on the same floor. But yeah, maybe he already stunk because he stayed in the bed all the time and wasn't showering or something. So she couldn't tell. Hopefully not, but I don't know. That's just a guess.
Mm.
Because she
Mm-mm.
would say she could tell when he wouldn't get up, because like you could tell nothing had been disturbed, or he would be in the same clothes as when she left. Like so, um,
That's
yeah. Let's see. She kicked him out. Blah blah blah. He's gone. He's by speaking and repeating. Oh, my question was when she told about how angry she was, and like you got to go because if not, you might not make it out of this house. Pretty much.
mm-hmm.
Does that not incriminate her? Does retelling that part of the story not like can that legally come back to get her?
I don't know. Did she
That
act
was
on
only
it? But then again,
well,
I don't.
no,
I
but
don't
it's still a
know.
threat though. So like if he decided to be like this woman threatened my life, now it's video evidence. If you pretty much said you know. So that was my only question with that. But he does end up leaving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um so this is okay, so these are the truths. This is these are the discoveries she's making. He told her he had four brothers. Found out he just has two, and one of them is his twin, which we also later find out that's whose life he was pretty much modeling his lies off of. Yeah. He never I watched a live or something, an update she did. She did clarify he never stole his identity, like because I guess people thought she meant he like completely
Yeah.
never stole his identity. He just stole his story. um. So yeah, that's what we find out. And then the sisters that he made up, one was his cousin, the other made up,
And
not
mind
his.
you, none of these people who have talked to him can't stand him, don't like him, owe them money or something. He has burned all bridges with
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
Papers were signed June 25th. The papers say the divorce papers pretty much say everything left in that house belongs to her. He didn't even pay attention to that. He just signed it. So later when he's coming back to
Yeah.
ask for his stuff, it's like, what stuff? Now my stuff, man. And she had already sold it by then. Anyway,
Yeah.
with the divorce and stuff, when she went to go sign the papers, because by this time he's living in Augusta after she kicked him out. She goes to see him. She said he looked so bad. He was real slim. He went from like a 3X to like a large or medium or something. He looked bad. He smelled bad. Like he was home unhoused and like hadn't been showering, hadn't been eating. So she gave him a little money to get some chicken nuggets. I am not pulling chicken nuggets out of the sky. That is what that lady
This is
said.
what she said. That's what she said.
She
That's
gave him
what
some
she
money for
said.
some chicken nuggets.
Little kids
um,
meal.
but the conclusion was that he had been living in his car or whatever. Um, let's see. He left his job and her mom visited in April. Oh, that was a clarification. They had just gotten into an argument when his mom came to visit, but they, put on that front while she was there. Um, he's living in his car. Okay, so now we get into yes, like the family. So his brother Chris, she starts asking family about the stuff she's been told. His brother Chris told him he
Mm-hmm.
hadn't talked to Legion since 2015. And
That's the name, the nickname for the
oh
ex
yes,
husband, the
um,
liar.
and he only actually talks to his twin. Legion only actually talks to his twin, according to Chris. And then he also clarified that the aunt he was calling his aunt was his mom's best friend, not even really his aunt. He don't trust that lady. The girl that he was saying was his sister, was his cousin. The little girl that they sent shoes to, not he claimed it was Chris's daughter. Chris said that is not my daughter. My daughter's name is not Egypt. Um,
he,
like
he
like
lied about everything.
all of that. Yeah. So yeah. So then
Oh.
Legion makes his way back. He's calling to tell her or asking, can he come get his stuff? She was like, don't come to this house. He's like, I'm coming. I'll let you know when I'm there, pretty much. So she starts talking to the police. Hey, this man is coming. I've already filed for divorce. I don't know if she already had the restraining order or that happened in the
She
process.
was trying
Pretty much, this man on the way to the house, I don't want him here. Can y'all do something? So she got real good with the cops. They were, when he gets here, let us know because they ran him through the system. There is actually a warrant
he
out for
has a
his arrest.
warrant. Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a false alarm, or he got there before her. She was like, he's there. Or was it was one of the times like she called and they couldn't do nothing. They were like, but if he comes back. Oh, he was there. She called and told them, but he had left to go to the bathroom or something because she changed the locks and stuff. He couldn't get in the house. So
Oh,
they were like, if he comes back, when he comes back, just call us and we'll come get
yeah.
him. So she was driving a different car. She was driving a different car. She sold the Nissan because she couldn't afford it. So she was driving a different car. She rode up the street and watched from down the street and was like, he's back. He's in the driveway. Cops came.
It's
They
over.
got him up out of
History.
there. They came and arrested him. Um. Oh, my question. So, and then, so he gets arrested. His car is still in the driveway. So she got that towed. No, she called the car company. Let them come get it. Cause apparently he hadn't been paying his car note and they were looking for the car anyway, but he had turned the tracking device off. So she called in, was like, well, hey, your car's here. So let that come get repoed. But she left all his stuff in it. My question is, so if he's living out of his car, everything that he had was in that car, which means when that car got repoed while he was in jail, he's pretty much lost everything. Was she wrong? Should she have at least given him his stuff? Or she didn't know that meant nothing? It's just a question.
Out of the kindness of my heart, I probably would have looked through to see if it was anything he needed out of the
Mm-hmm.
car, even though he has done me dirty. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't even gonna put me in there. I'm never gonna go through that ever. Okay, I'm never. That will never. Now, Lord, I'm claiming that will never happen. I hope I'm not stupid. She not okay. The thing is, she not stupid either. Like she knew.
Mm-hmm.
She knew, but she kept going, okay? She saw the signs. She even said
Mm-hmm.
she saw the signs, but because she wanted to be married so bad and she just didn't want to be alone anymore. She wanted to be with somebody that she just went through with it. And I'm just kind of like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
What how she worded in like her interview or whatever, I think she said is like she chose to ignore the signs to be happy instead of being obedient or something like that. She
Something
does
like that.
she does admit, because I immediately thought of you, like the Holy Spirit been talking to her the whole time and she ain't listening. She did say that in her Good Morning America interview. Like she repented for that. Like she was like, she was like, being all honesty, she's like, I had to repent. She was like, because I really was getting all these signs. Like God was literally speaking to me the whole time, but I chose to ignore it. And she's like, I had to repent for ignoring it and like and literally not listening. I was like, so she does acknowledge that,
I'm glad she
yeah.
does because
Um,
she, and the reason why she stated that she wanted to share this with everybody is
mhm,
because somebody else may be going through it, and that's why she, you know, wanted to share her story so nobody else won't go through it. And I'm
yeah.
just kind of like, after I thought about it, and I was like, oh, she's stupid. I don't know why she has
Mhm.
the red flags. It's there. I'm like, but
There are some other people out here that she ain't the only one.
she had to go through it. She had to be the person to go through it for other people to learn. So I guess this was a sacrifice or something.
But and it's
Sacrifice.
crazy. It's crazy because she wasn't the only one. And for him alone, she wasn't the only one. Like he's done this before multiple
He
times,
had an
and then
extra wife.
yeah, the ex-wife that she talked to isn't even the wife that was in the obituary of his mother. So like so that we know there were at least two wives that he's done this for, and that's the wife that spoke out, the one that was in the obituary. I'll get to her if it's not too long. Yeah. Well, pretty much she spoke out. She pretty much she went live and pretty much like, yes, that man tried to ruin my life. Risa Tisa is not lying. I'm glad I got away. I have moved on and I want no parts. Pretty much is what her video was about.
Oh,
She was like, that was a
look,
long time ago. I'm remarried. I'm happy. I was not he found me when I was broken, so I fell for all the stuff. I was not well. blah blah blah. But I have moved on. I have healed, and I pray Risa Tisa heals because it's gonna take some time. Like that was the ex-wife's sentiments.
Yeah.
Um, the son of that ex-wife spoke out also,
See, I
but to
didn't see that.
I'll share all of that. But to wrap up all of that, he got arrested. The divorce papers came. She was relieved. That's when she finally cried about it. Um, of all the things, but like I already told y'all, his birthday cake came. She went and ate her cake with her aunts and cousins to celebrate her divorce. She hadn't heard from him until while he was in jail and stuff.
Hmm.
December 2021, he did call her. He wanted to come. He called her job and was looking for her because he wanted to come get his stuff. But by that point, she had
Your
already
stuff is
sold.
gone, sir.
She had Yeah, she had already sold everything and I think moved by then.
Yeah, she
Um,
actually said, anything that had to deal with him, anything he bought, all of things except for some shoes, she got rid of everything. She
yeah.
said she wanted to start from scratch, and she went and bought her another place,
hmm
and yeah, sold everything.
She even everything in the house. She said she was fortunate enough to be able to leave. Like she was able to afford to buy all new stuff. So she left anything that he touched or was around him.
Hmm.
She got rid of it. Got the new house, bought all new furniture, all of this stuff. A follow up. We jumped. If you watch the story, when they were looking for houses, he put down a down payment on the appliances. I remember you asked what happened with that. So what she said, he never paid in full. He just paid for them to hold it. So he called and got his money back. Once the house fell through, he was able to get his money back. So he did actually put some money down. And
Oh, because
since
I was like, they was
yeah,
shopping
yeah, he
for
did put
all the
some money down.
appliances.
He hadn't fully paid. He had just paid for them to hold it. So once that fell through and they didn't need it, he called. Then they refunded that. So that was the answer to that. I answered how he was able to pay bills. He had a job, and her bills weren't like astronomical.
So this offshore account that he had, like, was he committing fraud or anything?
I don't think he actually had it. Now in his
Oh,
interview, he said he had it.
well, yeah.
In his interview, because
Okay.
okay, so now we've told you what was in the TikTok series for, of course, all the details because we left a lot out, like the details. We left a
It's
lot
so
out.
much. It's so
Because
much,
yeah,
though.
we would be here all day talking about. It was a lot.
For
We
7
gave you
hours.
we gave you the main points and the discoveries of what was a lot. Every time he talked on the phone, he was talking to himself. He used to have a conversation
Jesus.
every day with his brother. He was talking to himself. She called all of these brothers. One was like supposed to be his best friend. He said, I ain't talked to that man. One of them she called, he actually owes him money. So he hadn't heard from like everybody, like Brandy said, everybody he talked to, they not really rocking with him right now. Um, or yeah, one was like, no, I have not talked to him, and please don't contact me again.
Don't contact me about this
Like,
man.
yeah, please don't
I'm like,
contact me
dang,
again.
she didn't even do that. It's
Um,
all him. I don't want to
I was
help
like, yeah, that's what I
nobody.
was like, no. I was like,
Golly.
she want no problem. She's just trying to figure out what's going on.
You
But
know?
yeah, David never existed. So she went through the miscarriage, the DNC by herself for no reason. Yeah, all the conversations was a lie. The the all cash, the bank account was a screenshot. The ring was fake. It came from Amazon. Um,
Jesus. Oh,
um,
how he proposed. He just put the ring on the table.
yeah, just
Oh, we married
and
now. Or we're
even
engaged now.
even his story, even his side of the story, he said, yeah, it wasn't no big grand. He was like, it was kind of like a business transaction. It's just pretty much like, you want to do this?
All
I was
right,
like, oh,
Clay and AD from Love and
oh
Love is
no.
Blind. Oh
Mhm.
my lord. That's a whole nother.
So yeah. Oh, and then with that last house or one something they were doing stuff, the realtor even told her she was like, hey, while you go verify all of your things, she was like, yeah. She pushed pause, like the realtor pushed pause and was like, hey, you might want to go verify some stuff. You know, like something's not right, pretty much. And then when she pretty much later clarified that it wasn't, and the lady, oh no, this was all in one conversation. Go verify your stuff. Something ain't right. You get back to me. If you do decide to move forward and buy a house, whether it be with him or by yourself, I'll help. But like even the realtor knew like it's some
Yeah.
shady stuff going on. And I'm glad
But
she
I was
like gave
like,
that hint.
all of the times that y'all went and looked for a house, because it was like, what, 3-4 times?
At least.
And every time there was an issue, and you didn't like even. I don't want marriage that bad. No.
And that was her main thing. Like she ended up dealing with all of this because she wanted to be married. She thought it was finally her turn, and she didn't want to be single no more. But my thing
like
is,
that. I don't want that.
So I watched the live. Brandy did not watch the live.
I didn't watch it.
So I'll run through the updates real quick that came from that, and then the update video that she did where she said she talked to his actual brother. Like the brother called and asked to clarify some stuff. So I'm trying to run through it fast. She never figured out what was wrong with his knee. A lot of people were asking about that. She never figured out. The whole thing about because his name was right, the marriage license was valid in Georgia for some reason. How did he pay the bills? Okay, we covered half of this. He pretended to be his own personal assistant. What she found on his what she ended up finding out was on his criminal record, he had suspended registration and driver's license. He got a criminal trespassing and impersonating an officer. He's been arrested for all of those things.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Someone and I looked it up. That is real.
Oh my gosh.
I have the screenshots. Somebody asked had she forgiven him? She was like, if I'm honest, no. Somebody asked was he abusive? She said not abusive, but he tried to use his size to intimidate her. Like they would get into it. One time they were arguing, he punched a hole in the wall and she laughed at him like, sir, I wish you would.
This as a joke.
Yeah. But yeah, he tried to use his size to be intimidating. She sold the Nissan because she couldn't afford it. She knew that when he bought it. Her family did have suspicions, but she didn't want to hear it. So she didn't tell them everything. People asked, has he reached out since? Yeah. Has he reached out since this? No, and he should not, is what she said.
Ever.
People ask how. Someone asked her how do you go about listening to God now? Or pretty much, how are you on?
Yeah, are you listening now? Are you listening?
And she said pretty much. Yeah, I think more intentional about that. But she went on the tangent about like praying the prayer, Lord, if this person isn't for me, remove them from my life. And she was like, I wish I prayed this before I met him because we wouldn't have had this story.
No, you just should have listened.
Or that, that's how he got the appliance back. He canceled the whole. Oh, and then she was just saying what's crazy to her is like, and this is before the update from the brother, but she was just saying one of her issues, or people were like blaming his family. She was like, I don't really blame his parents or his family. She's like, her whole thing is though, once she started talking to people, they were like, oh, he's been a liar his whole life. He's been like this since he was a kid. She was like, well, why was this never addressed? That was her thing with that. So that's all from her going live. She went live, and that was a 2.5 hour, 2.5 hour video. I've invested a lot of time into this. Listen, this can't be a regular. I can't be this invested in other people's business. This is too much.
We can't do
much.
It is a lot. Like, what?
Because if I was just watching this for me, I probably would have tapped out after the series. I would not have. I'd have seen the updates.
I almost tapped out. I was just like, I was frustrated. I'm like, are you serious? Like, really?
Crazy.
You really you want to go through this? You see you in your story when telling us you said you was a little suspicious throughout the whole relationship, and you decided
like,
you want to turn detective at the end.
After you married him.
You should have turned detective before.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. And then she even agrees with us.
Yeah, she does. I'm sorry, Reese Pizza. I know you.
I'm sorry. She even said in one of the things, like, we pretty much said once she was no longer pregnant, that should have been her way out. And she did ended up saying that. She was like, that's really when it should have ended. And I'm like, yes. But
ended. Yeah.
So the update she said the brother called and asked to clarify some things. He said he hadn't seen Legion since their father's funeral. Some things happened. They got into it. They parted ways. I think he was like, I still love my brother. I just don't rock with him. Or maybe that's Legion's story. I got a lot of information floating around in here. I gotta keep.
Yeah, and because it's a lot. It's a lot.
He said the parents did what they could to help Legion. He's bipolar and schizophrenic, is what the brother told Risa Tisa, what she told us. He said the father even came out of retirement to help pay for the medicine, and then as Legion got older, he refused to take his medication. So that is the update. So because people were saying, they were asking her, did she think he was mentally ill or mentally challenged or something? And she was like, something. But her thing was he's a pathological liar and narcissistic and all of that. But then brother comes and says he's actually schizo and bipolar. And he said, like, to anybody who's watching, let the people know the captain is loose. So they even have their own code phrase for when Legion is acting up. Like,
my Lord.
So like that pretty much, says, and then so like I told you on GMA, she repented. Said because he was speaking, God was speaking, and she wasn't listening. And then
at all.
That is all of our recent
at
Tisa
all.
update.
She is now.
Oh yes, I didn't do that. Go for
going to Paris, taking herself to Paris
and London.
London. I think is it for her birthday or is she just going?
I think
forgot
she's
what it was
going.
for.
She didn't say what. She just said she's getting the opportunity. I'm wondering if somebody's sponsoring the trip, which would be cool. But
yeah, somebody was trying to tag BMW because she keeps saying she wanted the BMW, and they were trying to tag her or tag BMW to see if they can get her a car. I saw that she signed with something.
I saw she
signed
she got
with
representation.
CAA.
Okay.
The TikTok star is known for her online series, which has made her an overnight success. Signs with CAA representation.
Okay. So she got representation.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I thought it was like somebody pulled it to do a movie or something.
She said she's open to it. I saw Audible comment on one of her videos. Also, they were like, "Yes, this is a story, audio book or something like that." And like,
if somebody picked this up, this could go a couple ways. Okay. This can go a horror movie way, some Jordan Peele stuff.
I don't want another Jordan.
Or this can go like the story that's being told based on true story, something like that. But make it really good. Okay, everybody has already explained that they do not want Tyler Perry to do it. We understand. We don't.
Not this time.
Not this one. Okay.
Get this one out.
Yeah, we love you, but not for this, okay? But I need somebody to take it and turn it into something. Okay.
Mhm.
I would actually go see that. Even though I know the story already. Like, and then
It would
just,
still be cool to see how they movie-fy it.
yeah, tweak it. Tweak
Yeah.
it to not exactly, but add a little flavor to it. Add a little writing skills and stuff. Um, I hope that does happen. I hope somebody does pick
Yeah.
it up. Like I said, she's been on a couple talk shows.
Mhm.
Just explaining her story. What's the lady name? You said her name. Black lady
Cameron
talk
Hall,
show.
Robin Roberts.
Yeah, so she was on there and uh, she expressed how like when her story came out that a lot of people were like being very negative towards her,
Mm,
even like some talk show hosts and stuff like that. Well,
mm.
they're not talk show hosts. She was talking
Oh,
about
like
the Breakfast
podcasters.
Club. Yeah.
Oh,
So she
yeah.
was talking about the Breakfast Club, because they was
Did
calling
he
her Big
apologize?
Back. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
But there was
I didn't
people
even
commenting
really.
saying that yeah, they, she was saying people were commenting saying that a VP wouldn't date her, and I think
Oh,
that's wrong.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, come on, come on now, y'all. Look,
Yeah.
because you'd be
Mhm.
surprised. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, they pull them too. Okay, but yeah, that was disrespectful. So she's going on talk show host now. It's a big series, it's a big story, and I really
Mhm.
do hope that like she actually heals from this, like she gets some
For sure.
therapy or something to really love on yourself, honey. Do some
Mhm.
self-care. We don't need you in another marriage just because you want to be in a marriage.
Yeah, nah. Well, she hasn't even dated, she said. And she
Good.
said she did go to
Stay like that.
therapy. She did go
Take
to
a
therapy,
break.
but yeah, she doesn't trust anybody. Anybody she knew before Legion, she trusts. Anybody new, she trusts no one.
I,
Um,
I fully understand.
and she did go to therapy, but she didn't like the therapist.
Mhm.
So she's going to look for a new therapist. Um, but on the flip side of that, I do wish her the best. I, hope, and I'm glad she's got monetized. I hope maybe some of these things are being sponsored. BMW did do an ad, but they weren't giving her the car, which was in poor taste to me. It's like they were like, Risa Tisa, we
They
heard you were
use
looking for
the
this. How about this? So it's like they used her for clout. Like, brilliant marketing strategy.
yeah,
Very
yeah,
smart. But if they weren't actually
they
giving
did.
her anything, I don't think that was cool. Um
Yeah.
but on the flip side of that, some people are saying she stole the story.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
From
Now
who? I haven't heard
I
this.
heard. So listen, I didn't go. I didn't get to go look for the story. Um, and I don't take it because Legion said it, but I also had heard another um somebody else say that it was apparently she stole somebody else's story, and they're like, if you go read the story, I don't know, cause so my thing,
I
and
don't
then
believe it.
people were saying she was just doing this for money. She why speak out now, blah blah blah. She's lying. My thing is, if she is lying and she didn't steal another person's story, she need a check for writing anyway because the story was.
Okay? Because at the beginning, remember, I was like, look, I hope this is not true. I hope that
Yeah.
at the end, she was like, I was just playing with y'all. Y'all like my story, right? It's, somebody signed me. So, like, I was hoping that at the end, you know, she was playing and joking with us and
Yeah.
had us invested for 50 parts and then was like, psych, made you look, April Fool's, like, but it wasn't the case,
I
honey.
believe her. I was starting to wonder because okay, so like I said, I watched because this is about to be really long, and we're not gonna do that to y'all. Um, I did watch Legion's interview. His interview was 2.5 hours long.
Jesus, why these series are so
He pretty
long?
much discredited everything. I will tell you how he said they met. He said they met. He was out at Cheesecake Factory for a work thing, like after work. Some of his work friends went out to eat. She was there with her friends. They saw each other, exchanged numbers, and agreed to come back to Cheesecake Factory like on a date. They couldn't. He was working when they were supposed to come, so it got pushed out. And then they finally went on the date. So he didn't mention no dating apps or nothing. They met. He was already. They both happened to be at Cheesecake Factory. He had a house and an apartment when she met him already, is what he said. He had a house in the city because the commute. No, he had an apartment in the city because the commute to work from his house was too long.
I don't believe nothing he say.
Yeah. But my question, I was wondering, just, me being the thinker I am, try to look at the broad picture. I'm like, do we automatically assume he's a liar just because we heard Risa Tisa's story first? But then,
you're right.
So I was like, I'm going to listen to his whole story. I can see how people get wound up in his stuff, but then it got to the school. It's like, then he said something and you're like, that ain't, yeah, right. So he went, his explanation for the school thing was the school doesn't give out information because somebody had called up to the school looking for information before and that person ended up killed. So they made a rule. They don't give out information to nobody no more. And
I can understand them not giving out information. I could totally understand. I believe that. Okay. But you sign up as a private student.
That private citizen.
And you have no record. Even men on the football team, like, you have no record of. Do I need to look this up?
So he said he wouldn't mention the name of the team because the owners and the coaches asked him not to because people were no longer buying tickets to the games. And I'm like, how? When we don't know what team he allegedly played for. And also, why would people stop coming to the games because of him? And also, yeah. And he said he had to sign a bunch of NDAs and all of that to get on there. He said he only looked at 2 houses. She was the one looking at all the houses. What you got? You got your result, or let me keep talking?
No, it's just saying that it. I said, what is a private civilian? It just says a citizen who does not hold any official or public position.
Yeah.
And it says citizen, a native or naturalized member of a state or other political community.
So, like, not a cop or an army person? Are we private citizens?
I need to find something else because.
Okay. He said, I'll just keep going through his lies. He said they did not quarantine together. They didn't see each other for like 5 months. It was all virtual Zoom and all that because people were coming in and out of his job and he didn't think it was fair to subject her to that. He only looked at 2 houses. She was the one looking at all the houses. He said a $349,000 budget. She was the one looking at $600,000 houses. He took care of everything because she was in debt and he wanted her to get out of debt, pay her student loans and stuff, and didn't make a bunch of money. He said she only had $401 in her account and had credit card debt. He got her the Nissan instead of the BMW to teach her a lesson to not be living above your means when you got debt. He said, I could have, but then I'd just be spoiling her, and she needed to learn. They never discussed London. He claimed she cheated on him too. So yeah, once he got to the whole naming people and the way he was saying people didn't want him to speak out or he had to sign NDA, that's when I was back to, okay, he's lying. That's what I was getting to. His story is he left her, he filed for divorce. She cheated on him. Somebody from her job, his wife, confronted Legion and said, hey, I need to show you something. She showed him footage of Risa Tisa and her husband smashing. And then so she was like, I'm gonna confront my husband. Have you said anything to Teresa? That's Risa Tisa's real name, Teresa.
Because I'm like, what is this woman's name?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lord. And did she did she call herself Risa Tisa?
That was her TikTok
username? Okay.
Yeah, that's her username on TikTok.
I'm like,
Yeah.
these people gave her a
Woman
nickname.
claims Teresa is sleeping with my husband. Shows Legion footage. Legion don't say nothing at first. Woman hits up Legion. I confronted my husband. He's lying. Oh no, he's at your house right now. You better go catch him. I'm on my way now. Legion says he comes in the house and finds Teresa and her co-worker in the bed. He don't say nothing. He stops the wife from coming in, blah blah blah. He was like, but whatever it is, dude comes down. They get in the argument and they leave. He was like, his update on them. They stayed together and moved to Charlotte. I was like, he was like, but after that, that's when he left. He left and didn't think he could do it. That's when they went to counseling. Risa Tisa couldn't own up to her cheating, and that's why he could no longer stay in the marriage. He owned up that he was wrong for hiding money. And so it's like he admitted he was wrong for hiding money, but she couldn't admit she was wrong for cheating. And that's why he called it quits. He filed for divorce. She called him asking could they work it out. And he said the only reason she is telling her story is because he has a girlfriend now. He found out her life fell apart and he found out he's happy. And yes.
This is too much.
Yeah. That's most of it.
My brain.
All the siblings, all the siblings that he brought up, those were all friends that he called. So the two, he said it was two. It's two of his best friends that are like his brothers, and they didn't care too much for Teresa. And the Shantae lady that's supposed to be his sister, that is a friend that is like his sister. And the daughter Egypt is Shantae's daughter, and that's where the shoes went. And he wanted to do something nice because Shantae, wanted to do something nice for her birthday, but she didn't have a lot of money. And he felt like, and that her daughter is like his daughter, like he loved her like his own daughter. So he sent the shoes for her birthday.
I can't say this story serious anymore. I quit. This is stupid. I can't. Oh my gosh. I can't take it no more.
Last thing, not from him. Story? Oh yeah, from him. He believes Teresa had that girl release his image for clout because she knew she couldn't do it and to make money or something. Yeah, he's got a lot. I'll show you my notes because yeah, that's all for that. And then what circle me back to believing. Well, I always believe Teresa, but like I said, I was trying to watch Legion's video with an open mind. The stepson of the first wife spoke out, pretty much said that lady is telling the truth. He did the same thing to my mama. He would never shut up, so my mama could never think. Legion got the stepson arrested for punching him.
Oh,
he threatened his mama one last time, and he was like, "Okay, sir, you not about to keep talking to my mama crazy." Son punched Legion. Legion calls the cops. There is records for all of this, which is why I stay with believing Teresa. I saw Legion's arrest for the trespassing and for impersonating the officer, and I saw Tayshawn's arrest for punching Legion in the face. So Risa Tisa's telling the truth. I said, I don't know what to say. Risa Tisa's telling the truth.
This information. And that's like straight 30 minutes of information.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Yeah.
I can't even. What is happening? I'm so glad this is over. Is it over?
It is for us.
This
story. It is for us.
Because
I've seen enough. That man says she lying. We've heard
Miss
her story.
Teresa.
I hope she will live her life and get all the checks.
Please. Please. I hope you get something from this because oh my Lord. Yo. Oh, I cried myself to laugh. That's
I
Last
just,
15
y'all.
parts. Yeah,
I
you didn't even know all of the Legion stuff.
I
Cause you
did.
didn't.
I
Yeah.
didn't watch it.
And there's
It's
more, of
so
course, but I gave you the
much.
important parts. I gave you the stuff that parallels with her story. Cause like I said, we'd be here all night.
we already
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Look, she
yeah.
gave us a 50-part, 7-hour series. And
Yeah,
he
and then
gave
a 2.5 hour
2 hours.
live. That's 10 hours of content. Two and a half,
Somebody better
7 and
make
a
a
half,
movie of this.
11 hours
Make
of
a
content.
movie.
Yeah.
Okay? You got 11 hours of all of this. She
Audio
gave you
book
all
and
of
the
the
movie.
details. Just add your little skills to it and spice it up a little bit and go from there, because Teresa, don't do this again, okay? Don't do this again, Teresa.
Hopefully she's
Teresa,
learned her
Teresa.
lesson.
Okay?
Yeah.
We look, and for everybody that is on the verge or in the process of doing what Miss Risa Tisa did, just get out now. Okay? I'm sure there has been some signs, miracles, and wonders. Okay? Just get out.
Or-
Don't put yourself through unnecessary stress. This is very unnecessary.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man. Well, dang. Y'all.
Listen, it was long, you guys. My apologies, but we had to get it all in. I think we did good to get it in an hour and a half, to get 11, 12, 13 hours of content. Because, like I said, I watched 2.5 hours of his, 2.5 hours of her, plus the 7.5 hours, plus the stepson. That was like another 45-minute video. So that's 5, 7, 12 and a half, 13, 14 hours of stuff into an hour and a half recap, you guys. If it's
And
been
it's
that.
like stuff keep coming out.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I didn't dig into the ones that are calling her liar and saying that she's just doing all of this for money. I didn't even bother
yeah.
because too many people are confirming her story. And I ain't got it in
And
me
you
no
looked
more.
up the
I'm done.
records, and
Yeah, I saw the arrest
it's
records.
on record. So
I confirmed the stepson story, and that was enough for me.
yeah. So Risa Tisa, we believe you, but don't do this again. Don't do this again.
Listen to Jesus. And the Holy
Please.
Spirit is, the Holy Spirit
Tune
gave us the
in.
Holy Spirit for a reason.
Every second of every hour he gave you. He gave you a sign every moment. Every time y'all tried to get something done,
Yeah.
it wouldn't work. Okay?
And I literally pray that if this ain't supposed to work, Lord, don't let it work and let me be.
Don't let it work.
Let me be all right
Let
with it.
it
Let me realize, So she
let it
just
fall
ignored
all
that.
the way through.
Listen, if it's not supposed to
Okay?
happen, don't let me get into nothing.
Crash and burn. Let it all the way. Trash.
Listen.
Okay?
But she was like, no, okay, I'm gonna go around this. Okay, let's try again.
Like, let's try this right here. Okay, we're gonna try for another house. Okay,
Nah.
and then we're gonna try for another house. And it was the same situation over and over again. He kept doing the same thing. He didn't want to give a proof of whatever the stuff,
What?
and they were asking for it, and stuff just kept. All that time he was talking to somebody. She said she heard him on the phone talking to people, and I'm like, who was he talking to?
That's a very good
Who
question.
was he talking to? But yeah, it was crazy, y'all. If y'all have not checked out, it's a long series.
It's
Y'all
better
be
to
good. It's
watch on YouTube.
yeah.
It's
It's
easier to watch on YouTube. If you want to give her money, go watch on TikTok, but it's easier to watch on YouTube altogether.
yeah. It's a long series, but it's very interesting. She goes into details. Okay, everything, and you know, it's her going through the story and realizing, you know what, I really did mess up. I really did. And as long as you learn from it, I'm glad to say that I'm hoping that she did learn from it, and that the stuff that she realized that, yeah, I'm just, don't do it again. Don't do it again. I before I even got into the story fully, I was frustrated with her just driving in the car for the first 3-4 parts. Like, where is she going? Where is she going? But the total, it was about 45 minutes, so that's like a regular drive. But yeah, she was driving from dark to daylight, honey.
Apparently, that was a normal thing for her. I think she was already, before she did this story, if I understood her correctly, she already did daily lives to and from work. So I guess people that already watched her were used to that.
Oh.
Because I heard her say in her live, she was like, she's taking a break after that live stream, which she should. She's like, because this was a lot, like retelling all of this. It was a lot. So she is taking a mental break. And then she's like, but I promise I'll be back to my lives to and from work, singing Beyonce and all of that and all the fun stuff.
Oh.
So apparently she used to do that anyway.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, this girl is still driving. And we on part 20. Why is she? But yeah, yeah. If I haven't checked it out, check it out. If you have time to check it out, just let it play in the background, listen to it or something. And it's entertaining. It's frustrating too. It's just, yeah,
it's wild. It's like,
that's why I said somebody need to grab this and make a movie or something out of this, and add your own little stuff to it. But yeah, all right, y'all. We stressful. We gonna let y'all go, okay? Because
we've held you long enough.
We've held you. We will not tarry any longer. Alright, bye. No, let me not do that. It's probably so much. I hope she copyright that or something. Just a sound bite.
Yeah.
Alright, bye. I still don't know who the lady is.
Kimmy's Creations.
That's who it is. I just had to remember.
Shout out to her. She had a baby. Yeah. That's not what we're talking about today.
Really? Right. Yeah. We're just going to another story. Congratulations, Kimmy.
Yeah, she had her baby, yeah. Little boy.
Well, shoot, we shot now a spotlight, business spotlight.
Yeah.
Kimmy Creations. Kimmy Creations, okay? She cooks all of the things.
Yeah, she got her own seasonings. She's got a cookbook. And she does the cooking video. So yes, TikTok, and I think she's on YouTube. She does the longer ones on YouTube. So yes, Kimmy's Creations. Shout out to her. There we go.
Check her out. All right, bye. Nah, guys, we out. We'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace out. Bye.